everybody and welcome to the channel. Bob Sales, this time's next year.
There it is.
So the veve app has done it again. They've just announced 4 animated collectibles to celebrate Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary. These digital collectibles drop in blind box format, waitlist format, Friday the 18th of August, 8 AM PT, which of course is 4 PM UK time. But of course, you know me, before we get into the drop, let's get into the story. Jurassic Park is a 1993 film directed by Steven Spielberg. This film is the first installment in the Jurassic Park franchise. Jurassic Park is actually based on a Michael Crichton's novel, a 1990s novel of the same name. So the film itself is set on a fictional island near Costa Rica. John Hammond, a wealthy businessman, and a team of genetics scientists have created a wildlife park of the extinct dinosaurs. I'm sure there's not one of you that hasn't seen this film, so I'm going to skip the story a little bit and get into some bits what you probably didn't know. So Michael's novel wasn't even published by the time 4 studios had already put in bids for the film rights. In fact, Titanic director James Cameron was close to securing this and was literally hours away. Warner Brother Pictures was also trying to purchase this. They actually had Tim Burton in mind as the director. But with the backing of Universal Studios, Spielberg acquired the rights for $1.5 million. This was before its publication in 1990. Michael was also paid an additional $500,000 to adapt the novel on screen. Now little did the other bidders know that Spielberg has actually been talking with the author all the way through the writing process. So essentially had his foot in the door already. So filming for the films took place in California, but the jungle scenes were mainly in Hawaii. Now in the story, like I said, the film is based near Costa Rica. However, due to the lack of infrastructure, lack of roads, the choice is actually made to film in Hawaii. Now the dinosaurs themselves were created with groundbreaking computer generated imagery by Industrial Light and Magic. The film did also feature life-size animatronic dinosaurs built by Stan Wilson's team. At the time, Stan Wilson's team and himself was one of the best animatronic experts and stop motion experts at the time. Stan Wilson was actually signed on to make all the dinosaurs in the film, but this was later changed as a new tech was coming out and being created. Once Stan was actually shown the tech, was actually shown the first dinosaur, he instantly knew that he was about to be the dinosaur and become extinct. Overnight, the future of the films would use less animatronics and more CGI. However, the studio actually implemented Stan's animatronics, stop animation and special effects alike. The animatronic T-Rex that actually starred in Jurassic Park was 6 meters high, 12 meters long and weighed close to 6 tons. A fun fact, so in the car scene it actually starts malfunctioning due to getting wet. The bit when the T-Rex hits the car roof and the windows collapse on the kids, this was not supposed to happen. Yes, the T-Rex was supposed to get close to it, but was not actually supposed to go into it. The screams from the kids are in fact genuine. To showcase the film's sound design, which included a mixture of various animal noises, Spielberg invested in the creation of DTS. This is of course a company specialising in digital surround sound. In fact, nearly every TV, every DVD player now has this function.
They wanted me to do some of the very earliest design what the dinosaurs might sound like. Swans. And this is a dog. So you put them together and then it gives a little more personality. The chirps, this is a baby ostrich. It changes gears and have more of a broadband pink noise sound. So when it finally goes for it, switch to rattlesnake.
This film was also backed by a massive $65 million marketing campaign, which included licensing deals with over 100 companies. Jurassic Park was of course a blockbuster hit and went on to gross over $914 million worldwide in its original run. This film actually became bigger than E.T. and was only knocked off the top spot by Titanic in 1997, which was directed by James Cameron. The film received wide acclaim from critics who praised its special effects, sound design, horror sequences, John Williams' score, and of course Spielberg's direction. This film won over 20 awards. That included 3 Academy Awards for technical advancements, achievements in visual effects and sound. In fact, following its 20th anniversary re-release in 2013, Jurassic Park became the oldest film in history to surpass 1 billion in ticket sales. This film is definitely regarded as one of the greatest films of all time and a turning point in cinema history. Jurassic Park's pioneering use of computer generated imagery is considered to have paved the way for the special effects and practices of today's cinema. In 2018, the film was actually selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. It was was deemed culturally, historically and aesthetically significant. Since then there's actually been 5 sequels: Lost World in 1997, Jurassic Park 3 in 2001, Jurassic World in 2015, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom in 2018, and in 2022 they also made Jurassic World Dominion. There's also been television series, cartoons, video games, theme park attraction, comic books and various merchandise. In fact, I have quite a few Jurassic Park Kenner toys myself. So let's talk about some of the drops and where they actually come from and how significant they are. So we all know the big scene, the Dilophosaurus scene. This scene actually includes Dennis Nedry's computer, the Dilophosaurus itself, and of course the cryocan. But first off, did they get the dinosaur right? This dinosaur was actually one of the largest carnivores of the early Jurassic period. It gets its name from the 2 thin crusts of bone on the top of its head. These were probably used for display to attract the female. Now its thrill and its ability to spit venom at its prey is actually made up. There is no proof it had such abilities. This dinosaur is normally found in northern Arizona. They didn't actually have forward-facing eyes to give it the stereo vision. It actually probably used scent more to help with its hunting and tracking prey. Now we're getting the computer, which I think is very random. However, the scene is very popular and it's very iconic. Dennis Nedry was a computer programmer at Jurassic Park. Due to his financial problems and low salary, he accepted a bribe from a different company to smuggle dinosaur embryos off the island. In his attempt, he shuts down the security with software he makes, and he never makes his journey as he's actually killed. Now that does bring us to the very iconic shaving can. Of course, this was used to smuggle the embryos themselves. One of the set designers actually tasked with finding a can suitable was literally told to find any shaving can. So this brand shaving can does actually exist. It is a real company. He initially said that he liked the name, he liked the bright colours, and it stood out from all the rest. And I think we can all agree that if we was to see that can on a shelf, you'd instantly recognise it. Anyway, after Dennis's death, 23 years later, the can was eventually found by Lewis Dodginson. This was then used in future films. Now, as I say, I'm a toy collector. I do actually know how much this can's going to cost you in real life. And yes, it's that important. They did actually make a model of this. So if you wanted to match your physical, Paragon FX Group has you covered. It is actually known for its high detail replicas of famous movie props. They have actually partnered with Universal Pictures and Amblin Entertainment for a limited edition recreation of the iconic Barbasol can. This release is also to honour the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park this summer. But like InGen trade secrets, this product doesn't come cheap. This actually retails for $400.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it!
Now we also have the Mr. DNA. Of course, he was used in the first film in one of the best scenes to explain how the dinosaurs were created, how they were made.
Oh, Mr. DNA, where did you come from? From your blood. DNA strand, like me, is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints behind for us to find.
So that's been the shortest story I can possibly give you on this topic. I could literally make an hour video on this. So that's been the story. Let's get to the drop. So after waiting nearly all day, veve finally released the article for the Jurassic Park drop. Now the confusing thing is they announced this drop and then they announced the drop after this, a couple of days after this, and they actually give you the details for that drop first. That really pissed me off today. So please try and give us content creators a bit more time to make these videos. That being said, this article is here and it was worth waiting for. To celebrate the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, 4 animated digital collectibles drop in blind box format, waitlist format, Friday the 18th of August, 8 AM PT, which of course is 4 PM UK time. List price for all these collectibles is going to be 25 gems. It is going to be a first appearance of each. First edition for public sale is going to be 41. Now the license is actually listed as Universal Games and Digital Platforms, and the brand is of course Jurassic Park 30th anniversary. Total of 90 editions will be withheld by veve and the licensors. The first one is Dilophosaurus and it's animated with sound. There's going to be 1,993 editions. Now the next one on the list is also animated with sound, and this is Nedry's computer. Editions for this one's going to be 1,393. The ultra rare is going to be Mr. DNA, and of course this one's animated with sound also. The editions on this one is 1,393. So that's actually the same editions as Nedry's computer, and they're both ultra rares. Now the secret rare, of course, it's going to be the animated cryocan. This one's going to be mint in 993 editions. So taking a look at the drops themselves, the rare is obviously going to be well sought after. A lot of people have been collecting dinosaurs, so I do believe this one's going to get one of the better prices out of the 4. Also, the animation and the sound looks great with this one. Now the next one's a bit of a weird one on the list in my opinion. Why have we got Nedry's computer? Yes, it's a great scene from the movie, it's iconic, but do we really need the computer? But for the list price, I think for 25 gems, I think it's neither here or there. But for this one, I think I'd actually prefer to wait in the aftermarket to try and get this one. And Mr. DNA looks exactly like he should. In fact, if you ask me, his face looks a bit more light, a bit more smilier, kid-friendly. It does list it as animated with sound. Now with the animation, you literally see it flip up and down, and you hear basically a little whoosh. Now this character spoke quite a bit of words, did quite a few things in the film, so I would hope there would be more to that animation than what we're seeing right now. If the animation is just that, it's not great, I must admit. And the collectible itself can't have been hard to make, so I think for the 25 gems, it's a fair price. Now the big one, and personally my favourite or joint favourite, is going to be the animated cryocan. So as I explained in the history, this is pretty iconic, and there is an in real life comparison selling also for the 30th anniversary. As I said before, that's going to set you back $400. Now you can definitely get cheaper versions online, but this is official 30th anniversary Jurassic Park. I think if you can see them making a toy out of this, making an adult collectible out of this, I think that shows there's definitely a customer fan base for this. And I do believe this one's a hidden gem. So I do believe all are going to go over retail. Maybe Nedry's computer's going to struggle a bit. Now the interesting thing I did find with that is Amblin Entertainment. So the owners for this are Reliance Entertainment, Entertainment One, Hasbro, Lionsgate, Alibaba Pictures and Alibaba Group, Universal Pictures, NBC Universal, Comcast. So Alibaba is actually part of this. Just a fun footnote for you.
Oh, nice boy. Oh, nice boy. Stick, stick, stupid. That's a stick, boy.
So as always, I've been your host Bob Sales. This time next year, we will be millionaires. A peace.